7 minutes. That's all it took for Tiffany Henyard to be out as the Democratic nominee for Thornton Township Supervisor, and she left here visibly upset.
The right way. Illegal.
The township finds itself embroiled in a political storm as Tiffany Henyard, the embattled mayor of Dalton and current township supervisor, fights to retain her hold on power. Her career is unraveling under a barrage of lawsuits, accusations, and heated confrontations. The chaos has captivated both supporters and critics, with escalating legal battles, contentious public meetings, and allegations of voter suppression and corruption dominating the spotlight. This unfolding drama in a small Illinois township has all the elements of a gripping political thriller.
Last month, the judge issued a temporary restraining order blocking her from making those appointments without approval from...
The saga took a dramatic twist when Tiffany Henyard failed to secure the Democratic nomination for Thornton Township Supervisor during a rare caucus held earlier this month. In an unusual departure from the traditional primary election, Illinois State Senator and Thornton Township Democratic Committeeman Napoleon Harris emerged as the nominee. Henyard's absence from the ballot was due to her slate lacking a certified assessor, a critical position required for eligibility. This technicality disqualified her from competing, prompting Henyard to express outrage and accuse Harris of orchestrating an unfair process to block her candidacy. "You didn't run none of this the right way," Henyard was heard saying as she confronted Harris after the caucus illegal Napoleon. The fiery confrontation paved the way for a series of accusations, legal battles, and public rallies as Tiffany Henyard pledged to fight back. She and her supporters have alleged that the caucus was rigged, citing claims of voter suppression and venue manipulation to exclude her backers. Henyard's team has presented videos and eyewitness accounts purportedly showing her supporters, including seniors, left outside in the cold, while Harris's supporters were allegedly given priority access to the venue.
We firmed, we made sure they had wands, and we also told our board to come upstairs due to the fact they had several ways to exit out of the...
Harris firmly rejected the allegations, maintaining that the caucus adhered to all legal protocols and was conducted fairly. Caucuses may be unfamiliar to some in Thornton Township because they haven't been held here in a while, but they remain a long-standing tradition in many townships across the state, he explained. His attorney, Burton Odelson, backed his stance, asserting that Henyard's accusations were baseless and unlikely to hold up in court. Undeterred, Henyard has filed a lawsuit against Harris and the Democratic caucus, vowing to uncover what she calls a fraudulent process.
There is a new legal battle brewing in Dalton between the mayor and some village trustees.
As Regina Waldrop explains, it has a lot to do with 2 meetings held earlier.
Central to the controversy is the decision to hold a caucus instead of a primary election, a practice not seen in Thornton Township for decades. Critics claim this shift was a deliberate strategy by Harris and his allies to consolidate power and block Henyard from entering the race. "If they could beat me, they would have gone to the polls." Henyard voiced her concerns in an interview prior to the caucus, but her critics paint a starkly different picture, accusing her of hypocrisy and misconduct. As both mayor of Dalton and supervisor of Thornton Township, Henyard has faced numerous scandals, including allegations of extravagant spending and financial mismanagement. A preliminary investigation led by former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot into Dalton's finances revealed a significant drop in the village's general fund balance from over $5 million in 2022 to a deficit exceeding $3 million by May 2024. The report also highlighted questionable charges on the village's credit card, with Henyard allegedly spending tens of thousands of dollars at retailers like Amazon and Wayfair. One particularly alarming expense was a single-day $43,000 charge on Amazon.
Steps to correct those things that the Attorney General required. And so we believe that for that reason, the meeting was supposed to have...
Critics of Henyard argue that her alleged financial mismanagement extends beyond Dalton to Thornton Township, accusing her of using taxpayer funds for personal indulgences. Her extravagant lifestyle, including personal stylists and makeup artists, has sparked outrage among residents, many of whom struggle with a median income far below her combined salary of nearly $300,000 per year. To them, she appears to live in luxury while they grapple with financial hardship. The frustration isn't just about Henyard's spending, it's also about what residents see as neglect of their community's essential needs. Both Thornton Township and Dalton face crumbling infrastructure, rising crime rates, and underfunded public services. Many question whether taxpayer money is being responsibly allocated. One resident highlighted the stark contrast, noting that driving through Dalton is a daily reminder of misplaced priorities, crumbling roads, darkened streetlights, and under-resourced services, while Henyard reportedly flies first class and hires makeup artists. These frustrations frequently erupt during public meetings where residents demand accountability and transparency. However, their concerns often go unanswered, deepening the sense of mistrust and discontent.
My vetoes. So I got 7 vetoes here to the board.
During the caucus, reports surfaced alleging that Henyard used township buses to transport her supporters, a move her opponents criticized as an unethical misuse of public funds. Compounding the issue, many of the buses arrived late, leaving supporters stranded in freezing temperatures. This logistical failure prompted one voter to question her competence, remarking that if she couldn't even organize her own campaign effectively, she might not be fit to lead an entire township. Henyard's political rival, Harris, quickly capitalized on the incident, framing it as further evidence of her lack of leadership and planning abilities.
Trustee Andrew Holmes and Trustee Stan Brown.
Tensions around Henyard have intensified amid growing accusations that she governs through intimidation. Several township employees, speaking anonymously, have reported feeling coerced into supporting her campaigns under the threat of losing their jobs. Allegations of favoritism and fear tactics have widened the rift between her administration and the community. One former employee described a workplace where loyalty to Henyard took precedence over serving residents' needs. These claims of a toxic environment, combined with her financial scandals, have further damaged her reputation and painted an image of an administration disconnected from its constituents. The controversies don't stop there. Henyard's time as mayor has been marred by allegations of abuse of power, including claims that she weaponized police raids against businesses that refused to contribute to her events. In one instance, a Dalton business owner accused Henyard of retaliation after declining to donate to a civic event, citing a subsequent police raid and the revocation of his business license. Similar accounts have surfaced from multiple local bar owners who allege political harassment. Critics argue these actions reveal a broader pattern of intimidation and corruption under Henyard's leadership.
But you don't even have a sense to even look in our face. But you rather just steal our money and do what you want to do.
Henyard's leadership style has drawn intense criticism. Former Dalton Police Chief Robert Collins accused her of diverting police resources for personal security, reducing the number of officers available to patrol the streets. She likes the image of being surrounded by police officers. It makes her feel important, remarked Dalton trustee Brittany Norwood. Despite the growing list of scandals, Henyard remains defiant, claiming she is the target of a political smear campaign. "They're attacking me because I'm a strong Black woman in power," she declared during a recent township board meeting. Her statement has struck a chord with some supporters who view her as a trailblazer standing up to entrenched political forces. However, even among her base, doubts are beginning to surface. Allegations of financial misconduct and poor management have led to questions about her capability as a leader. Her cancer charity, for example, is under scrutiny for failing to disclose how its funds are spent. The Illinois Attorney General's office has ordered the charity to cease operations until it meets state regulations. Critics argue this is yet another example of Henyard's lack of accountability and transparency.
The only community that in order to get a business license or a liquor license, you need an...
As the legal battles continue, the stakes are rising for both Henyard and her opponents. If she loses her lawsuit against Harris and the Democratic caucus, her only remaining option to stay on the ballot for Thornton Township Supervisor would be as a write-in candidate, a difficult challenge in any election. At the same time, her re-election campaign for Dalton mayor faces significant obstacles, with rivals using her scandals to rally opposition. Trustee Jason House, one of her challengers, has promised to restore integrity to Dalton's leadership, a message that is resonating with increasingly frustrated residents.
It's new at 6. Embattled Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard is mounting a re-election bid. Henyard made the announcement in a post on her Facebook page. Right now, Henyard is currently under investigation over her handling of Dalton Village finances. Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot is leading the investigation into Henyard, and back in August found the Dalton Village General Fund had a negative balance.
The public response to Henyard's situation has been marked by outrage, disbelief, and frustration. Social media has been inundated with comments from residents and observers, with many calling for her resignation or even arrest.